and this is the part where I'm supposed to talk about myself and our business, Warp Zone Creative Services. But actually I'm going to talk to you about philosophy instead. So bear with me, it's relevant, I promise. One core concept in existentialist philosophy is Jean-Paul Sartre's assertion that existence precedes essence. And basically what that means is that we as individuals do not have a predetermined essence, but rather we have the freedom and responsibility to create our essence over time through the choices we make and the projects we pursue. Every single person is in this room right now as a direct result of the choices they've made and the projects they've pursued. So you can probably already see where I'm going with the link between existentialist philosophy and the creative industries. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. We're all pretty familiar with the link between freedom and responsibility, mostly thanks to Spider-Man, but also existentialism. Simone de Beauvoir, my favourite existentialist, wrote extensively about our facticity, our situatedness in the world, and how that has the potential to dictate the amount of choices available to us and our access to the types of projects we can engage in. As a woman born in France in 1907, Simone de Beauvoir, not me, her facticity limited her access to opportunities in ways that most of us in this room will never experience in 2025. However, she did recognise two very important concepts that are just as relevant to all of us here today as they were to Simone de Beauvoir in her lifetime. And these are, firstly, that each of us has the freedom to pursue our authenticity through our chosen creative projects by making choices and pursuing projects that are in line with that authenticity. And secondly, that each of us has the responsibility to support other people in equally having access and opportunity to pursue their chosen projects and thereby move forward towards their authenticity. This brings us to bandwidth. See, I told you it was relevant. So two things that each of the bandwidth organisers and mentors had in common was that Matt, Paul, Cate, Michal, well, everybody had two things in common. Number one, everybody involved with bandwidth was deeply engaged in exercising their freedom to move towards their authenticity and create their essence through their creative endeavours and projects. And B, everyone was aware of and very strongly motivated by a sense of responsibility towards helping other people achieve that for themselves as well. I think everybody here, whether you're in the creative industries or whether you're an investor, can really appreciate the importance of that symbiotic support that creative industries have, I think, much more significantly than some other industries. Circling back very quickly, the reason we were involved in Bandwidth is because Michelle Wong, over here, from Creative Tech Village, told me about it randomly, and then impulsively, myself, Dan Tozer and Zayden Turner enrolled because it just sounded fun. It's like, a 6-week program, combining business with creativity, that sounds fun. So we didn't really think about it, we just jumped on board. Within 6 weeks, we had not only conceived, but registered and started working in a brand new business called Warp Zone Creative Services. And that was due directly to the support and inspiration of being in an environment where people were not only walking the walk, but talking the talk. That's such a generic thing to say, maybe I can reword that. People were just as motivated by pursuing their own authentic creative projects as they were by enabling other people to do the same thing. Which is not only what gave us the impetus to create our business, but also drove the purpose behind our business, which is to support creatives in being able to realise their authentic projects. The video game you just saw, told you I'd circle back to that too, was a game that myself, Dan Tozer, Zayden Turner, and obviously other people worked on. I was involved in that game for the last 7 years. It's been a really huge part of my life. And the most important takeaway about that is my role in that game was not to make it mine. My role in that game, and the same for the other people involved, was to support the creative vision of the lead developer. And sometimes the best way we can do that, no, always, the best way we can do that is to take ourselves and our own agendas out of the equation and to really try to understand what it is that makes their vision, and then try and help facilitate the realisation of that vision. I lost my train of thought. Basically, long story short, for everybody in this room, whether or not you care for philosophy written in the 1930s and 40s by French people who are long since dead, I would urge you to look into Bandwidth and other similar programs, support them, support your community, support your fellow creatives, and be driven as equally by ethics as you are by passion in everything you do, because that is how we will create the kind of world that we all want to live in. And also, huge thanks to everyone at Bandwidth for helping us. It really speaks to the power of community support and existentialist philosophy. Thank you so much.